And welcome back to Where's My Tail? I'm Brant.
I'm Lisa.
And this is WMT's weekly countdown, episode 3? 3. We've been doing this for 3 weeks now. Can you believe it?
No.
No. No. Alright, so I have a large amount of books. I've read a lot more than you.
You read a lot.
You read 15?
15.
I read 11 more books than she did, so.
So you get to hear him talk for a little while.
Maybe you can go ahead and talk about some of the books. Like, we can discuss them, and then when they come up on your list, you can mention where they fall.
Yeah.
Do it that way.
Work.
That might save us a little time and not have us an
Yeah.
hour countdown or something. All right, so let's see. Oh, and we have 8 codes to give away, so I guess we should give a couple away now, huh? Or should we?
Or wait till they come up. Either one.
Oh, that's right. We'll do it that way. You're right. So we have 8 codes to give away. Marvel digital codes. Let's see. So we'll start with my number 26. I guess if you're talking Frontline terms, this would be worst pick of the week. But, you know, it's just the last pick of mine, which is Dark Side War Shazam, number 1. This book, for one, it was kind of boring.
It was really wordy at the beginning, especially.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have, what is it, 4 different gods talking, plus Billy and the wizard, and they're all talking at once, and you have to figure out who's talking. They have different balloons. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but you have different balloons for each god entity that's in him now. And it's the new gods. It's no longer the gods that were in him before. So
it was super confusing.
Yeah,
for me.
For a new reader, definitely. Oh my goodness, it would be so confusing. And she's not very familiar with Shazam at all.
I didn't know anything except that he was a kid that became this person. I didn't know he had all those gods in him.
Yeah, and another thing, I'm not sure how old the New 52 version of Billy Batson is, but originally he's supposed to be like 10 years old. And here, sometimes he looks 15, 16.
Yeah, I thought he was a teenager.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. Maybe he has aged a little bit. I don't know, but I thought he was so out of character. He was this arrogant little cocky punk, and there was nothing redeeming about the character for me. I did not like him at all, and it's not good when he's one of your Justice League members and he's one of the main characters of the DCU right now. So
he was a little full of himself,
yeah.
Or his ability to be Shazam.
Yeah, and the wizard even was like, I was hoping you grew up a little bit, but I guess not. I mean, look, does he look 10 years old there? No.
He does on the cover.
Yeah, on the cover, he looks right. So I don't know. This was the worst of these that I've read so far, of the Dark Side Wars.
For me, it was number 9 out of 15.
Okay.
So it was not quite at the bottom, but...
Yeah, but that's my number 26, so we'll skip past that. My number 25 is a Vertigo title, Slash and Burn, number 1. That was your worst.
My 14.
You're 14, okay, you're next to worst, okay. I did not like this book at all. The main character did not appeal to me at all.
Yeah.
And the whole story is basically she's a firewoman or firefighter. I think.
Fireperson.
I couldn't think of what you call it, firefighter. But she's also a pyromaniac. That's the hook.
Yeah.
So but the way that she's like addicted to the fire and the way they illustrated that was a little uncomfortable for me, and it was weird.
She gets her jollies from the flame.
Yeah, and the story was not cohesive enough for me. I just did not like it. I will not be coming back to that.
It was a little interesting to me. That's why it's not my bottom, but just more the backstory, like how she became the way she is.
Yeah. That was the only interesting part in the whole book for me.
Yeah.
Was the whole orphanage and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the orphanage and the weirdness going on at the orphanage.
Yeah. So, I don't know. If you tell me, if you keep reading, I don't know if you're going to use it.
I might give it one more.
Okay. If you keep reading it, you can tell me if it gets better. Yeah. All right. So, number 24 for me was our first, no, actually, no, we don't have that. I had to get a digital code from a friend. Sorry. Secret Wars, number 7. 7 of 9. This book was all over the place. They were trying to depict, there was like all these different armies fighting together. There was like the Hulk army, there was the zombie army, there was the Goblin army, there was Apocalypse killing Mr. Sinister, but not really because he's immortal and he's carrying his head around, he's still talking. And it was just so much going on, and it was messy and sloppy. I don't know. It was just terrible. It really
Is
was
this
bad.
the end?
No, it's 9 issues.
9 issues.
So 2 more.
Okay.
But yeah, he was trying to depict that it was like all these different territories at war with each other, but they were so on top of each other, and there was so few pages for each one that it was just like,
confusing.
I'm fighting, okay, now I'm fighting, okay, now I'm fighting, and we're gonna do this, and it was just like that all through the whole book.
Right.
It was just a mess. So this book has really fallen apart as it's gone on.
Well, it's been delayed, right?
Yeah, super delayed.
Maybe they had story problems.
Maybe. I mean, it was too much story. They gave it an extra issue. So it was only supposed to be 8. Now it's 9. And it's wrapping up in December, even though All New, All Different, 8 months later, has been going on for like 3 months at that point.
Yeah.
So it's just stupid. All right, so then we come to number 23 for me, which is actually one we can give away now, I think. I think we got, yeah, there we go. All New Hawkeye, number 1. So as I'm looking for the code, I have tried and tried to get into the Hawkeye series, and I've just not been able to latch on to any of them. I didn't read the previous 2. I read like 1 issue of each, and just it wasn't my thing. And this one, we both had a big problem with the art. But I think the story between the 2 of them was okay. But it was like this time jump. We do this time jump with like 20 years.
Yeah.
So we get them in the present a little bit, but the main story is told 20 years from now when Clint is no longer Hawkeye and Kate has formed this whole organization of Hawkeyes.
Yeah.
So it's like, what? And I was talking to the guys on GroupMe. This was totally not new reader friendly. You had to have read the previous 2 series. Yeah.
This is my number 10 out of 15. I was upset by that because the title of the series is All New Hawkeye.
Right.
And so I was picking it up thinking that I would just be able to jump in and boom, there we go.
Right.
But definitely I didn't really understand.
Yeah.
Because those characters were very pivotal and I don't know what they're from.
Yeah, these guys, they were apparently prominent in the last series. I have no idea who they are either. But the art wise, we really had a problem with it because it's 20 years in the future. Okay, we can assume that Clint right now is in his 30s, right? Because he's been around for a while. He's an Avenger. And, right? You'd say that Kate is supposed to be like a teenager. She was one of the young Avengers. So 20 years from now, would you expect them to look like that?
I mean, maybe we're underestimating their current age.
Maybe, but
they
Clint
look so old.
Clint looks 65 and she looks like 40 something. It just
No, she looks older than that. Look at that.
And yeah, maybe. And it could just be that artist. That's his style or whatever. I don't know.
I don't hate the art. I hate that they look so old.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not crazy about the art either, but Hawkeye every series seems to go for this different kind of art style. But I don't know. This did not grab me. Man, I forgot to do the code. I peeled it off and just was about to put the book down.
Oh, I think you did it.
No, I didn't actually show it. No.
Oh.
I showed art.
Oops.
So there is your first code. If these codes are not clear, let us know in the comments below. We're using the webcam now instead of the other camera that was crappy last video.
Yeah, because we're pretty sure in one of the previous videos the codes were not legible.
Yeah.
So if there was one of those you wanted, let us know.
Alright, so my 22, and I'm trying to hurry so we can get to where we're both going.
Yeah.
My 22 was Back to the Future number 2. Much better issue than the first issue, I thought.
Yeah,
but
I liked it a lot better.
It's still not doing it for me quite though, as well as I would want it to. The lead story is all about Doc Brown again. It's about him. What would you say? The government is trying to get his technology to travel through time, and he kind of figures out that may not be the best thing, so he kind of sabotages it.
I really liked that story.
I thought that was a decent story, and I love that it's taking place from Back to the Future 3. That's kind of an ongoing theme. He's got this whole family there,
right?
And
I think it's going to end up where he's building the time machine to get back to Marty in that last movie, right? The train. That's what they're working on.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool, tying it
Yeah.
in with the movie like that.
Yeah, I do like that. And the second story, I do actually really like the art in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not dead on depictions, I just think it's a fun art style.
Yeah. I didn't love this backstory.
Yeah, the story though was just, it's okay. He's looking for stuff to get his project together. But I did like that we saw him buying the DeLorean for the first time.
That was cool.
So it was better, but still just.
I really like the art in the first story.
Yeah, it's still just not what I wanted out of it. Yeah, so.
I'm so much more happy with that one.
Okay. Yeah, well, definitely over the first one. Absolutely, I agree. All right, next up for me, 21 was Chewbacca, number 3, which.
This is my last.
Yeah, which the sad thing is, neither one of us really remember much of what happened. In
Right,
the
that's
issue.
why I put it at the bottom.
Yeah.
I liked the last issue a lot, but this one, I read it early on, but still, I should be able to remember something.
Yeah. See, the funny thing is, I like this issue better than the last issue. This issue, they fight their way out of the mines and stuff. That's the main part I remember about it. But it was a very forgettable. This whole series to me is very forgettable.
It was after the big explosion, right?
Yeah, it was after the explosion.
The dad and the daughter are reunited. So
Right.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And then they're just trying to get out.
Yeah, that's pretty much the plot of the whole thing. And then I can't even remember how it ends, honestly. So. So not great. Number 20 for me. Our next digital code is Uncanny Avengers number 2. This one really fell for me after the first issue. The first issue we both actually enjoyed.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah. This issue, again, felt all over the place to me. We learned in All New, All Different Avengers, and it's reiterated here that they're not even Avengers. They're called the Unity Squad.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's at the beginning, it's like Cap is on the phone with Iron Man. And Iron Man's like, "Do you want me to step in?" And they're like, "No, let's give my team a try." And it was just, and you see the team fighting those creatures, and
they're still trying to become a good team.
Yeah,
that was one of the themes.
Yeah, and there was this whole thing: is it Rogue and Deadpool? And she's like, "Is it because I'm a woman?" And he's like, "No, maybe it's because you're a mutant." And I thought that was the funniest part of the book, but go figure, Deadpool. But I don't know. This villain, I'm still not totally sold on. All the team is still going off and doing their own thing. Quicksilver, well, something happens to him.
I don't hate the villain.
I don't hate the villain either.
I hate where they're going with it already.
I don't even think he's as corny as our good friend Mike Spider-Slayer thinks. He's just making fun of this film left and right. But just the team, I get what they're going for, but at this point, we've already seen some of this in the past Uncanny Avengers series, which I didn't finish. I just read part of it. But it was the same concept. They were trying to unite, and now they're still doing that. But at first I liked that struggle element where they were trying to fit together, but now it's like it's forced. It's like, oh, we're so different, we have to show it at every turn kind of thing. And that's what it felt like in this issue. So that's why I was a little bit lower, but here is...
Are we going to go spoilers on this one?
We could, if you wanted to.
Because that's the main thing that I hate about it.
Okay, well then, minor spoiler if you want to fast forward.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
The time travel element, they throw it in at the end, and Cable comes forth, meaning that this guy and his plant mutants, whatever, are gonna like destroy the world already.
Yeah.
And they have to come and save them.
2 issues in, and the part I really hated about that was if in the dialogue, Cable had not said the year, we would not even know it was in the future at this point. Yeah. It was such a sloppy transition between the 2 time periods. You could not tell even from the artwork or anything unless that was said.
Right.
So if he hadn't said that, you would have just assumed that Cable was in the present. So
that was my major gripe.
Yeah, mine too. It's just the story going to the time travel after we just jumped 8 months ahead and after we just had a universe altering thing. It's too much. All right, so quickly going forward, number 19 for me. Where is it?
Which one?
Twilight Children.
It should be in...
Oh, it's in the Indies. I was looking in DC because it's a Vertigo, but Twilight Children number 2. I actually like this issue better than the first.
I didn't like it.
Really? The first one I hated. The story just did not make any sense to me. But this one we got a little backstory on Bundo, which was the crazy guy on the beach, and I liked seeing that, how that all started.
I like his part the best.
And I don't know. I think even the art was a step up this issue.
I still like the art.
I thought it improved, and I love this character Ella, that just kind of with the deep blue eyes that everybody seems to be infatuated with now, and how around her people are just disappearing randomly, and it's made it a little bit more interesting and more mysterious for me. Before it felt so disjointed.
It still felt that way for me.
A little bit.
So that was my problem. And
I hate this woman right there. I hate her.
I didn't like some of the interactions between characters that we met previously. Like the one guy that just punched the lady, right?
Anton?
Yeah, he just punched her.
Yeah.
And,
well, he's not a good guy.
I know he's not a good guy, but
he was going to kill somebody in this issue.
Right. Like, I guess maybe it seemed to escalate to him being that terrible so fast. But I guess he was cheating with some guy's wife, so.
But they know each other, know about each other, and it's weird.
Get it. It's so weird.
It is weird.
That was my problem. I did like her being introduced because she is obviously tied to the energy.
Right.
But yeah, and I didn't. The thing with the scientist or whatever, that they're so jealous of him and he didn't even do anything. Yeah. That part I didn't.
I think they just don't want anybody messing up what their whole arrangement is. I do like that cover though.
It is pretty.
So I don't know. I like this issue better than the last one though. So.
I like it.
I will. I'll continue giving it a try, I guess. Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish it. Okay. It's just 4 issues, right?
I don't know.
I thought it was a mini.
I'm not sure.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm gonna end up giving all the codes away before you get to talk.
Okay.
My number 18 is Illuminati, number 1. This was one we weren't sure we were even gonna pick up. Yeah. But we looked at the art and we actually thought it was kind of cool, kind of nice artwork there. So we thought we'd give it a shot, and I thought it was a fun story. It wasn't my favorite story, obviously. It's 18 for me, but I did like the story. I might have liked it better than you did.
Yeah, I think you did.
I'm not sure. But it's basically the coming together of this team again. The Hood was a villain that we saw a lot in Siege and stuff like that. And he's kind of been off the grid for a bit. And it's kind of him forming this team with Titania, who's trying to go straight.
Right. I hated that no one was helping her.
Yeah, and She-Hulk was giving her a crap time, and She-Hulk came off as a total jerk in this issue. I will say that.
I guess that's the point.
Yeah, so, so she can realize that she's not going to get any help, so she can still be a villain and be part of this new Illuminati. I thought it was interesting. I did not like this depiction of Luke Cage, but I don't know. It made him look like a street thug a little bit. It does. But it was interesting. I don't know if this is one I could stick with long term, but I thought it was a fun first issue.
I just hate that you start to like her, and then you realize that she's going to be taken advantage of by that guy.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Here's your code. The Hood.
The Hood.
Alright. So, almost there, Lisa. Number 17. It's not in here.
Which one did we forget?
Batman.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's in my room.
I told you.
I'm sorry.
Batman number 46. We do have it in the other room. I like this issue better than the last. I know you didn't read it. Yeah, you didn't get a chance to read it. Okay. So I don't want to spoil too much of it because you haven't read it. It's the continuation of the Mr. Bloom storyline. But we see some kind of culmination of events, but not quite. It's still continuing to the next issue. So, but we see this confrontation with Mr. Bloom. He's kind of bested a little bit without giving too much away. And I kind of liked for the first time the Gordon Batman here, and they actually made fun of themselves a little bit. They talked about the bunny ears.
The bunny ears?
Yeah, the antenna on this. You've seen the Robo Bunny Batman, Chappie Batman. You've seen the images, right?
I haven't seen him that much.
But you've seen the covers and stuff, the promo images.
I guess I haven't paid attention.
You've heard us talking about Robo.
I've heard y'all talk about Chappie Batman.
Chappie Batman, yeah. Well, he has like these antennas on it's like this big mech suit, the Batman. And he's got these big antennas, so we call him Super Bunny. They called him Super Bunny in the comics, so they were making fun of themselves. I appreciated that a lot. So it was a stronger issue than we've seen in this arc so far, I thought. But I'm ready for it to be all the same, so that's why it's a little bit lower. All right, next up, another digital code. Carnage, #1. Another book that only I read.
Yeah.
Sadly, the preview story that we got in the .1 or whichever, I can never remember if it's the .1. No, I think this one was in the Contest of Champions one. It was one of those one-shots introducing everything. The preview story for this was better than the actual issue.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
It's a bummer.
Yeah. So, I mean, this was basically Cletus Cassidy kind of going on a rampage again. And lo and behold, the powers that be bring in Eddie Brock to counter him. But they're saving him as a last resort. He possesses the offspring of Carnage, Anti-Venom. Or Toxin. That's the one. Toxin.
I don't know all of those things.
Well, Eddie Brock is the original Venom.
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay. So now, do you know who Carnage is?
Mm-mm.
Okay. The symbiote, Venom symbiote, had an offspring.
Okay.
It became Carnage. Venom, Eddie Brock and Cletus Cassidy of Mass Murder were in prison together. So the offspring went to Cletus Cassidy and he became Carnage.
That makes sense.
Carnage later on.
Carnage.
Yeah, Carnage later on had an offspring, which became Toxin, which went back to Eddie Brock because Eddie Brock's not Venom anymore.
Oh.
So now they're going to be at war apparently at some point. So
they're all very terrible people.
Yeah, pretty much. But
alien.
But the government is using Venom. Venom's a good guy now.
Right.
So, but yeah, we see a lot of, pardon the pun, but carnage in this issue. But that's pretty much it. It's just like him, and they get the jump on him at one point, but it's not quite enough. So it's kind of this ongoing story as they're trying to hunt down Carnage, basically, and that's the basic plot of it. Just wasn't quite as good as that preview book.
What is that cover?
What? That's...
Oh, it's like a tunnel.
Yeah, in his mouth.
Okay.
So I forgot to get the code.
Oh.
Sorry. There it is. And we're already over 20 minutes, and I'm trying to hurry. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
There is your code for Carnage.
We are talkative.
Yes. Okay. So now we're up to number 15. That's where you get to come in, right? So do you want to talk? You want me to go ahead and do my 15, and then
you go ahead and do your 15. I'm just gonna list what it was.
Okay. Okay. Number 15 for me is Assassin's Creed #2. I thought this issue was a step up from the first issue. The first issue was okay, but it didn't quite grab me. But I thought I would give it another issue.
Oh, the art is really nice.
The art is gorgeous in that book. She's plugged into this thing so she can tap into the memories of her ancestor. So it's taking place back in like it's during the Salem witch trials.
Oh.
That's where this one is taking place. 1692, I believe, is the year, or 16 something. But they're trying to find this artifact or whatever, and they find that the people that have been persecuting the witches have all these townspeople locked up in cages underneath a building, and so we find out it's kind of a setup. This whole witch trials thing. So,
I might need to read that.
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting, and it's not too much into the supernatural part because it's Assassin's Creed. Right. But I thought this was a really interesting issue. And like you said, the art is gorgeous in that. You can see some of the faces and stuff like that. So, yeah, so I really enjoyed this issue more than the last, and I'll be sticking with this. Oddly enough, our Hastings carries this is from Titan.
Yeah.
They carry a lot of Titan stuff, which is weird because they don't carry any of the Vertigo stuff.
Right.
Even.
That was so strange.
Yeah. All right. So now we're up to you.
Mine was Chewbacca.
Yes.
So we already talked about Chewbacca.
Okay.
That's gonna happen a lot.
14 for me. Ultimates. I actually like this better than the preview story we got. The preview story had this cosmic dance between America and her girlfriend back home that she's never even gone on a date with. So whatever. But the reason I liked this issue was because it was all about them going after Galactus.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked that element of it. I thought it was a little bit too sciencey at the beginning.
So much.
Yeah.
I almost stopped reading.
It was getting a little heavy-handed, a little boring. But I like the aspect of this team. They're going to be proactive and go after threats like Galactus. And at the end, we see it's a minor spoiler. They decide, hey, we've got a way to solve your problem.
Right.
So I thought that was interesting. I think where they're headed is interesting. I'm not sold on all the characters yet.
Yeah.
So it's a little iffy for me. I still don't like this version of Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I didn't love the stuff with Black Panther.
Yeah.
It seemed, I don't know, like I don't know if he was stuck up or something. Or that's just the way that his people are. I don't know anything about him.
They're very proud people.
Proud.
Yeah. I think.
It was weird just the way he spoke and everything.
Okay.
It pulled me out.
Well, he is a king or whatever.
Yeah. That was the first time I've ever read anything Black Panther.
Okay.
So
the nation of Wakanda is the most scientifically advanced country in the entire world.
Yeah, see, it was like everyone else was stupid.
Yeah.
Compared to him.
Black Panther, he's one of the, like with Reed Richards and all them, he's one of the smartest men on the planet.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that thing. But he's gotten more arrogant as the years have gone on. He used to be a more likable character.
Okay.
I don't care for him as much anymore either. So yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought it wasn't. I wasn't even going to read this. But you know, it wasn't that bad. It could be better. It could be a lot better.
I think I'll give it another shot. It was 12 for me.
Okay. What was your number 14?
14 was Slash and Burn. So we've already discussed it.
13 was Zodiac Star Force for me, from Dark Horse. It's a 5-issue miniseries, I think.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was a mini.
I think it is. I'm not positive on that, so don't quote me. But I really like this book. It's fun. You wouldn't think I would, because it's basically a Sailor Moon type team. They're like they're part of obviously a Zodiac. They're Gemini and whatever. But in this particular issue, well, throughout the whole series, their leader they've kind of disbanded at the beginning of the series. They've been disbanded for a few years. They decided not to do it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away in case you read it, because I think you will.
I will.
But this is early on that this happens. So the leader gets infected with something. So that's still going on. She's still, they don't have their leader, and they're having to come together to fight this force. But we see some revelations in this issue, which I won't spoil, that kind of gives insight to the history of the team and who they're facing. And there's people that they know that they didn't know were involved in this whole thing. And then there's a underground kind of fan club that they discover that kind of helps them out here. And it's a lot of interesting elements to the story. And it's just fun, vibrant art. And I really enjoyed this book. So
good.
There you go.
I need to try it. 13? Twilight Children. Number 2.
Okay. Number 12. Is it in here? It is not in here either.
Which one?
Starfire.
Do I have it?
You must.
Oh.
Because it's not in here.
But I didn't even read Starfire.
I know, but I gave you all the books.
Oh, sorry.
We're missing our books. I'll make sure I didn't put it in another stack.
No, it's probably with Batman.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So Starfire number 6. I really enjoyed this issue. Last issue was kind of average for me, but this issue I had a lot of fun with. I'm trying to remember, because I'm getting him confused because I read so many books. Oh yeah, there's this guy that she was like flirting with last issue or whatever, and she finds out he's got some issues. I don't want to spoil it because you might read this one too, but okay. He's got some issues. He's not in control of himself, but there's things that he's doing is not very good, and it's getting him in trouble with the law. So it kind of starts at that point and then works backwards up from that point, and at the same time there's somebody hunting her from her home planet, and so you got these two different storylines converging a little bit, and we find out there's a bounty on her head from her home planet, and all the while she's trying to find her place on Earth now, and now everybody she meets is kind of got these secrets and they're coming out, and it's very interesting. I love the art, which I'm sad you just told me that the artist Emanuela Lupacchino is leaving the book. I'm so sad because I love her art.
After issue 8 or something.
Oh, I love her art so much. But yeah, so that's my number 12.
Mine was Ultimates, number 1.
You're just not going to talk this whole show.
I've talked.
I'm teasing. All right, so my number 11 then is Spider-Gwen, number 2.
You read it?
I read it,
Oh.
and I actually liked it.
Really?
It was better than the last issue.
Okay,
a lot
that
better.
first issue was like...
Yeah, and neither one of us read the 0 issue because we're like, we're not going to continue this.
Yeah.
But a friend of mine gave me a code for it, so I checked it out. And yeah, I actually liked it because she's hunting. She's trying to discover what happened to Peter, and she's confronting all these lizard men. And it's Captain America, or I can't remember what her actual name, if it's Miss America or what her name is, but it's a female Captain America. Anyway, they give a little of her backstory as to how she became Captain America, and it was like this twist on the Captain America story. Steve Rogers was kind of out of it, so she took the Vita Ray thing and became Captain America, and all that stuff. So it was like these promos. It's Uncle Sam meets Ribbiting Rosie, or Rosie the Ribbit, or whatever. Yeah. So it was that kind of promotion for back in the day. So, and we see that Captain Stacy, he confronts Ben Parker and says, "I'm on the trail of who killed Peter," and stuff. And so he's doing his own investigation off the books and kind of thing like that. So we see that, and we see Spider-Gwen kind of appealing to Miss America, saying, I didn't do this, but I've got to find out. And there's revelations about Kurt Connors and all this stuff. It was a more interesting issue, and the art was really nice as well. So it was a step up for me.
Nice.
All right, number 11.
Illuminati, which we already talked about.
Okay, 32 minutes. 10, Darth Vader, number 12. Again, I was going to wait and pick this up with a Vader down, but I ended up reading this issue, and it was a decent issue. Darth Vader has been kind of trying to find Luke, basically. And he's been investing in this investigation behind the Empire's knowledge and without their knowledge, and he's been very secretive about it, and he's been employing people that they were hunting this girl, this thief, but he was secretly working with her, and so they think they've got a beat on her, but he kind of convinces them to, let's go after this other target instead of her. And so he meets her again and gets the information from her, and he tells her, if this information is wrong, I'll kill you, basically. So
that's who you want to be working with.
Yeah, exactly. So, but he was like, and just so you know, I found you. I'll find you again. And it was that kind of thing. So I thought that was perfect Vader. Yeah. And it was a good story. And I like the Steve character. She's very interesting. So.
All right.
Yeah.
All new Hawkeye, number 10.
Okay.
It's only going to change in my top 5. So.
All right. So we already talked about that one. Okay, next up for me, number 9, Mirror's Edge Exordium, number 3, another Dark Horse. This one is a 5-issue miniseries, based on the video game Mirror's Edge. I really love this issue. I think this book, every issue has gotten stronger for me, and this issue was the best one yet so far. And she kind of fails in her mission. She's kind of hooked up with the wrong guy. She's a runner, and so they do runs for everybody, and it's illegal to do this, but they procure items for people. But this particular guy, everybody's warned her not to get involved with, and she's got involved with because he has knowledge of her mother. So this issue, we find out she failed her mission, and he's like done with her. He's like, I was wrong about you, and she's trying to get a second chance with him because she wants more information about her mother. But there's another runner that's like her rival, and they race and all this stuff, and they meet somebody that's supposedly the first ever runner. Well, not meet, but they find out that they both know him, and he's kind of set it up to where they have to work together, kind of thing. And it was very interesting. I enjoyed the issue. So.
Which one are we on? 9. Dark Side War Shazam was my number 9.
Okay.
Which we already talked about.
Number 8 was another Marvel code we can give away. For me, is it higher for you? This one?
A little bit.
Okay. So number 8 for me was all new, all different Avengers. I actually really did like this issue. I just liked some other books a little bit better. The backup story for me was stronger than the lead story.
Yeah.
The lead story was kind of the coming together of the team. It was mainly Falcon and Iron Man, and there was some cool stuff in this story, like Iron Man's car turning into armor and stuff like that. But the villain for me, which was a Chitauri warrior, was a little bit forgettable. I'm not totally sold on the threat, and I think I may just be tired of the Chitauri altogether. But I still thought it was an interesting story, and we finally got to see Miles come into play here.
Yeah, I didn't know.
You didn't know that's who it was? That's Ultimate Spider-Man.
Okay.
That's
I
Miles
was trying
Morales.
to figure out which Spider-Man it was.
Yeah, that's Miles. So I like seeing him come into play, and finally being utilized in the Marvel Universe. And we learned that in February he's getting his own book, finally. So I did like the first story, and it had some funny parts, but I thought they pushed that political agenda with Captain America, Falcon a little bit hard again. And I'm getting tired of that, really tired of that. But the backup story was the first meeting of Nova and Miss Marvel, which I really enjoyed the story. It was super cute. You had the inner monologue going on between the two, and it was like, I'm saying the wrong thing. What do I say? Oh, what's he trying to say to me? And all this stuff. And it was very cute, very well done. I love that story. So yeah, that's why it fell a little bit lower for me. What about you?
I liked it, except, like you said, the Captain America stuff.
Yeah.
Especially the Girl Scout.
Yeah, because there was a white girl and a black girl both selling cookies.
You don't pick.
Yeah.
If you pick the black girl's cookies, you're gonna be playing favorites. Yeah.
And there was, and as he was leaving that scene, there was like this floating dialogue of people in the crowd saying, was he actually going to choose her? You know he was. And it was stuff like that. I was like, really? Do we really need that?
And then Tony being a jerk standing over there not handing him $5 so he could just buy the cookies from both girls.
Yeah, it was just too much.
But yeah, I didn't love that part.
Yeah.
But after that, I did really like his car turning.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like big Hulkbuster almost
Yeah,
armor.
exactly.
And but yeah, I really liked the backup story, and it made me want to pick up Miss Marvel when it comes out, because I didn't know anything about this Miss Marvel.
Right, which it comes out tomorrow, so we'll be getting it. So
they timed that well.
Yeah, they did. They did time it very well. So I thought you would like Miss Marvel if you gave it a shot.
Yeah.
Here's your digital code.
Who was the guy that found the Chitauri person? Do you know who that was?
Where?
Like that bought his building? The guy that bought his building.
This guy?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Is it just a new guy?
Maybe.
Okay. I couldn't figure it out.
He's got some kind of powers himself, I think.
Yeah, at first I was like, what? Is that Tony?
Oh, no.
I had gone 2 pages thinking Tony was there, but I was like, whoa.
I can't even remember if they say his name in this issue. I don't recall. Yeah, he may just be a new character. I'm not exactly sure. Anybody out there knows.
I liked the art a lot on both stories.
Yeah, the art was very nice.
Sorry.
All right, so your number 8?
My number 8 was Uncanny Avengers.
Okay. My number 7 was Birthright, number 11. This one actually fell a little bit lower. It's usually in my top 5 when it comes out, because I absolutely love this book, and gorgeous art there. But the reason this one fell a little bit farther down for me was simply because it was mainly a flashback issue. A lot of time was spent about his the main character's time in this world and how he fought this one particular threat. So it felt a little bit filler to me, but it had some stuff that tied into what he's dealing with now, because there's this thing that is actually possessing him right now. So so we got a little bit of backstory as to how he encountered it for the first time. So that was interesting. And we learned we got a little revelation about his brother too. So there was a lot to like in this issue, but it wasn't quite as good as previous issues have been, just because of that flashback stuff. So, but I absolutely love this series. It's always at least in my top 10. It's been in my top 5 for I think every single month that's come out until now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So there was just some books that I happened to enjoy more this time. So there you go.
Yeah, there were a lot of pretty good books this time.
Your number 7?
My number 7 was Back to the Future.
Okay.
It was so much better
Ooh.
than the first one. So it had to be kind of high up for me. Still in the middle of the pack, but it was so much better.
Right. My number 6 was another Marvel code. You get to give away Spider-Man 2099 number 3. I love this issue. I think the first issue was fantastic because we got the cliffhanger, and I told you I kind of spoiled it because you're not going to read it. Where his girlfriend, who found out she was pregnant and then died. The second issue was a little bit off because it was just him angry and going after, and he dons this costume for the first time. This issue, he's the first part of it. It was okay. It was mainly for the cliffhanger that I really scored it this high, and mainly just because I'm enjoying the overall series. This villain was kind of a throwaway villain. I felt looks kind of weird, and but we find out he's kind of tied into this larger threat. He's kind of being controlled by, well, not controlled by somebody, but commissioned by somebody. So we know that there's this larger organization at play here that kind of set the bombs that killed his girlfriend or whatever. And so he's trying to get to the root of it. And there was a clever scene where the guy, this villain, can't find him, and he was hiding on his back. So that was kind of clever.
Oh, that's a stupid villain.
Well, the villain's made of, like, as you can see.
Oh.
The only part of him that's real is his head.
Okay,
so,
I get it now.
And he was using a stealth component of the suit, too. But the cliffhanger, let me get to the code real quick. Like that.
Is this spoiler warning?
Yes, spoiler warning. If you've not read the end of Spider-Man 2099 number 3, or you intend to, fast forward for a couple of seconds, or wait, or pause and come back. But we find out that his girlfriend's mother has kept her alive. She is alive. Tempest, the girlfriend that we thought was dead, is actually alive on life support. We don't know if the baby's still alive. So, but
they leave it a big shadowy part.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't know.
But the mother swears that Miguel will never see her again. So he's all ticked off and mad and trying to hunt down the people responsible for her death, and he has no idea that she's alive. And I thought that was a pretty big cliffhanger, so that kind of bumped it up a little bit for me. Yeah. So there's your code for that one.
Cool.
All right. Your number 6
was All New, All Different Avengers.
Okay.
So.
Cool. All right. My number 5. Getting into the top 5 here. And guys, if you watch Comic Frontline Live, this is the top 5 I'll be talking about. So if you want to wait and not be spoiled for that, you should pause here and come back. But definitely come back. Because you don't know what her top 5 are. All right. So my number 5 was Dark Side War Green Lantern. I really enjoyed this issue. This was one of the better issues of the Dark Side War one-shots, and just one of the better issues this week for me. I love the fact that Hal is like, he's the last Green Lantern left. All the Green Lanterns have been destroyed by this god that has taken over the power battery. And all of them, like John Stewart, he's like talking, he's like left a message for Hal or something saying, remember who you are. bleed green, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Don't give in.
Right.
And how we see flashbacks to he's talking to some guy in a church, and I kind of suspected maybe, but I wasn't sure.
I didn't suspect.
I wasn't sure. Well, just because of the jacket, because that's the jacket kind of gave it away for me. A little bit, but I'm glad you didn't suspect. I wasn't sure. I thought maybe it could have just been somebody else.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Because he had said he knew his dad, so I just assumed.
Yeah. We'll spoil it in a minute. We have to talk about this. But how we see these flashbacks of Hal as a kid in this church talking to this guy about his dad, and he's talking about, oh, I was told to come in and light a candle. Because my dad was Catholic, but he thought all this was hooey and all this stuff. And it was funny. And this guy that he's talking to is kind of telling him, because he's like hurt, and he's like, why did God just let him? Why didn't he catch him and stuff? And he's like talking about God, and he's saying, well, God gets to watch us do all this stuff, and he can't interact and all this stuff. I don't know. It's not really talking about religion so much. It's just him trying to make this kid feel better and give him some insight into how big things are, and that you can't always step in and you can't always fix things and stuff like that, which kind of ties into what happens with Hal. And I don't know, we can spoil a little bit if you want to talk about it. I don't know where it's we can wait until it's on your list.
Fine. We can just talk about it now.
Okay. I don't know. So we're going to spoil it a little bit then?
I think you kind of have to.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So Hal decides that he's going to take on this god entity.
Mm-hmm.
And
because everybody's dead around him, and it tells how he's like keeping track of how many people are on the
on Oa,
on the planet.
On Oa, where the main power battery is, and there's like 1.2 million
what do they call them?
Parademons.
Parademons.
Yeah. And none of the Green Lanterns are alive. So he decides to take on, because he can change things because he's a god now. Mm-hmm. And so we hear Batman talking to him as he's in the Mobius chair, and he's like, now you understand how. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I do understand. So he's like, okay, I'm going to undo everything you did. All the Green Lanterns are alive. Parademons are gone. And then he's like, can I make you cease to exist? And so he does. And he's like, so now Hal's normal. And he's like, now I know what Batman's going to do, and I got to stop him. Mm-hmm. And that's where
that was the best thing.
Yeah.
It was like, Batman's getting on my nerves over there sitting on that chair thinking he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But it's killing him, but he does it anyway.
Right. And we know Hal and Bruce have always had a problem. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know that.
They've always had kind of an issue between each other. They've never quite seen eye to eye. And now it's come down to this again. Hal back as Green Lantern, pure and simple. He's not no god entity. He's destroyed this god entity because it's like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. You're a god. Okay. I'm normal and you're gone. So
I like that aspect of this, sort of similar to the Flash.
Yeah.
Where they're still there.
Yeah. Both Barry and Hal were still fighting to be pure and unadulterated by these new gods. And I like the fact that we find out, this is a major spoiler too for this book, so fair warning. We find out that the guy talking to young Hal in the church was adult Hal. He was talking to himself and trying to give him insight and help him through this time. And then he realized as he's doing this, oh wow, that was me talking to me when I was a kid. Yeah. So little timey-wimey stuff. Miss Doctor Who. But I really enjoyed the issue.
I did too.
All right, your number 5.
Good. My number 5 was, hey, I think I beat you to something.
Oh.
All New Wolverine.
You did beat me.
Number 1.
Awesome.
I really liked it. It wasn't on my list. It was on your list.
Yeah.
And you told me that I would like it, and you were right.
Mm-hmm.
I knew X-23 a little bit from, was she in Avengers Academy?
Yes.
From that. And a little bit in, she went to the school, right? When Wolverine was there.
Yeah, I think so. She was in Uncanny and she was in Avengers Arena too. I don't know if you read it.
Yeah, I read a little bit of Avengers Arena. I couldn't get into that one. But so I was happy to at least know who she was. That she was a clone of Wolverine and all of that. But I didn't know her name.
Yeah, Laura Kinney, I think.
But I enjoyed it. It was a long episode. A long issue.
Yeah, it was oversized, I think. It was one of those $5 ones.
And then found out that she's dating Angel.
Yeah. Which
I didn't know.
Right. I haven't read a whole lot recent, but I knew she was dating Angel at some point. I think that happened in Uncanny.
And so it's a lot of fighting, this issue, but I didn't mind that. Sometimes the action gets a little overwhelming, but for me. Yeah,
I really enjoyed the issue too. It's actually a little bit higher on my count now.
Oops.
So.
Sorry.
That's okay. I like the fact that she's these people have been. I'm getting it backwards. She's been going after these people. Yeah. And we find out who these people are, and it's very interesting revelation there. And it ties back in, and we see this this whole flashback as she's knocked out, or as she's coming back to life, or whatever. She's got the healing factor with her and Logan. It's a very touching moment, and how we see how similar they are and how different they are, and they kind of talk about that, their differences and similarities throughout it. And I don't know, I love it. And the double snipped from them. Did you show the code?
No.
Oh. You can go ahead and do it.
You can do it. I'm not good at that.
There you go. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this issue as well.
We don't have to spoil this one, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
It was a sort of cliffhanger-y, sorta, or a big revelation.
Yeah.
More than cliffhanger.
But it's wild seeing her as Wolverine. You see her in the full.
That was my favorite page.
Yeah, mine too.
It's really good art.
If there's going to be another Wolverine, it's a very fitting replacement. So yeah, this was a fantastic issue. Love it. All right, my number 4?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my number 4. Let's see if you brought this one.
Sorry.
Batman and Robin Eternal number 6. Again, another fantastic issue of the series. They've only had one minor misstep that was just a little bit lower for me last week. Yeah. But it was still, I think, in my top 10. This issue was really good. We got to see flashback of Bruce Wayne as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, and it was a really long flashback.
It was like a good portion of the issue was spent on Bruce Wayne and his encounters with this mother character.
I was actually confused for a second. I was like, oh, we're still back in time.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, what? He knows who he is?
Yeah. So we got to see as Dick Grayson is learning more and more that Batman held this from him, and he pinpoints when he started holding the secret from him, but he doesn't understand why. And him and Jason are trying to discover the reasons behind this. Tim is still ticked off, so he's not even at play here. But we see flashbacks with Batman and Robin and that whole encounter and how headstrong he was, still trying to prove himself. And then the whole
mistake.
Right, he makes a mistake.
Up about it.
Yeah, but we get a lot of insight about the mother character and stuff in this issue, and what she's all about and what she's behind, this human trafficking kind of thing going on. So. Very interesting issue. There are 3 artists, but it was a pretty cohesive art change.
Yeah,
I felt.
I really love the art.
Yeah, Sandu Florio did most of the art. Most of the first half of the issue, and then the last few pages. Mark Morales did a 3-page stint in the middle, and then Tony S. Daniel did a 2-page spread.
I guess it was the beginning that I really liked.
Okay, so that's the main artist, Sandu Floria.
But there's that last page at the end that's really cool too. Maybe not last page.
Yeah.
I don't think you would really show it, but.
No, I'm not gonna show it, but I don't know which page you're talking about.
I guess it's not at the. Yeah, it's further. That.
I think that's the Tony Estaniel two page.
Because that's good. It took me a while to even see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the Tony Estaniel. And he's a fantastic artist. So that's why it makes my number 4. Oh, that's the wrong pile. Okay, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Web Warriors. Number 1. Another one that was it on my list? I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think either one of us were gonna pick it up.
Because I didn't really have that much interest in the different realms or whatever. And
yeah, the Spider-Verse.
You explained it to me, and it was like, it's this big web, and they go to here and there, and there's all these different Spider-Men.
Yeah, and I was kind of over the whole Spider-Verse stuff. So neither one of us were going to pick it up. It was like that and Illuminati we looked at. We're like,
yeah.
The art looks cool in both of them, so we'll try both of them. That was the main thing.
Right. I loved how it opened once you told me what was going on. I had sort of figured it had to be a cartoon. Like they're in a cartoon universe.
Yeah. It was the 60s Spider-Man cartoon.
And so everything, it's like they're training here.
Yeah.
Because nothing can really hurt them.
Right.
And the Spider-Man here is like a coward.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's funny, like there's one point where Spider-Gwen, she's like, I don't know what my web is even hooked to, the sky or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So she was funny to me in here.
Yeah.
I think she was my favorite character.
Yeah. There's a really good scene later on with her and May Parker.
Yeah.
And they're just having lunch or whatever. And she's like, you think I'm a rebel? I am a rebel. And stuff like that. I thought it was really cute.
So May is...
Mayday Parker.
Mayday Parker.
Spider-Girl.
Okay.
The one that had the series that kept getting canceled and renewed. Yeah.
It's going to take me a little while to learn all these people, but...
Yeah. She's from an alternate Earth where she's the daughter of Mary Jane and Peter Parker.
Yeah. And were they killed or something?
Yeah, they were. Her whole family was actually killed in Spider-Verse.
I think that they might have mentioned that. But, I don't know, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
And, this guy... Who is that?
Electro?
No.
Which guy?
The leader of the team, kind of. He was intriguing.
Oh, Captain Britain? The British Spider-Man?
Yeah, the British Spider-Man.
Billy Braddock.
Like...
Yeah. He's Captain Britain in the main Marvel universe.
Oh,
yeah.
He is?
Yeah.
Okay. Was like his whole planet destroyed or something?
Yeah, his whole planet was destroyed in Spider-Verse.
This is what he's choosing to do with his life.
So he's back on the Inheritors world, which is Earth 001. And he has nobody else, and everybody else has like somewhere to go. Well, most of them do. Yeah.
No, but I liked it.
I liked it too.
I even liked the sort of steampunk.
Yeah, Lady Spider. I really like that too, and the fact that it was tied into the main story because these Electros, they're stealing silver. Mm-hmm. And we learned that the Electros have access to the web too, and possibly even the Doc Ocks.
Yeah.
So there's like all these. It seems like they're building up a super Sinister Six here going on. Maybe it's going to be very interesting. There's your code. It's going
to be a massive war going on.
Yeah, but the art. I mean, there's the Lady Spider story, and the art is just really cool in this book. Yeah. I don't want to spoil too much, but there's like some cool art, and just to show some of the 60s cartoon, you can see the very flat Doc Ock right there. Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know.
That was probably my favorite line, the one where I don't know what my web's even sticking to.
Yeah, I think mine too. And this whole thing with Spider-Ham. Dude, I just shot you with my web line and it turned into a butterfly net. This place is awesome. Yeah. I really like that. All right, so my number 3 is All New Wolverine, which we already talked about.
Oh, cool. Number 3, mine was Darkseid War Green Lantern.
Okay, which we already talked about.
Yep.
My number 2 was Web Warriors, which we already talked about.
Cool. Mine was Superman. American Alien.
Curious what your number 1 is then. Okay.
So
you can talk. It's your number 2.
I know. So this one is a story when he's a kid, and he's just getting his powers.
Yeah.
And so it's his parents trying to deal with all of that.
Right.
And I just really liked going back there.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's it?
I just really liked it. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, this is interesting. It's a 7-issue miniseries, and it's going to depict different points in time of Clark's life. And this first one, like you said, was all about when he was a kid. And I thought it was really good, too. No secret here. You know, I already gave my number 2, so this is my number 1 pick for the week.
Oh.
So, Superman, American Alien, number 1
pick.
It
was so close. I actually switched them around.
And we saw how he first had the cape.
Yeah,
I thought
that was the best page.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil
and
that.
how wonderful his dad was.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, he was written correctly here. And he was rightly called Pa, unlike he is in the Superman book or Action. It was either Superman or Action that he called him Papa or something like that. It was weird. It was some
Papa, like Fievel.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like I remember Jay was talking about. He's like, it's not that, it's Pa. It's Pa Kent. And he's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, this got it right, and it's interesting. This guy that's writing it, it's funny. This is total sidetrack, but Chris shared it with me. He actually has a YouTube channel. He's a screenwriter.
Oh.
And he did a video to Scott Snyder, who writes Batman, explaining why people don't like John Cena.
Okay.
Apparently they're both Scott Snyder just got into wrestling, and he's a wrestling fan, and he was explaining the whole reason why people boo John Cena. I thought that was interesting. It was like right up my alley, and I like the guy even more. So.
Okay. So that's why it's your number 1.
No, it wasn't my number 1 before that, but that pushed it up.
It was just it was like a refreshing, take on it. I haven't read that much Superman lately because it's not Superman.
Yeah.
But I read Action for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And this felt more like what I want from Superman.
Exactly.
Even though I haven't read that much to know, I guess it felt a little more like when Smallville first started.
Yeah, exactly.
So I really liked that aspect of the show. The family.
Right.
So
what's your number 1?
My number 1 is Batman and Robin.
Eternal.
Yeah,
number 6. So.
It was so good.
Yeah, it was. It was
really,
really good.
really liked it.
Go figure. Batman and Superman are number 1s.
Batman's usually up there for me.
Batman and Robin Eternal, yeah, it's a good book.
Except for, just that last issue was a little lower.
Mm-hmm.
But
we've given away all our codes, I believe. And that's all our countdown, and we're over an hour now.
Oops.
We've got it.
We're sorry. It's just with 2 of us.
2 of us, and there's a lot of books.
Yeah.
And next week, I think, this week is another big week. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah, but if you have any suggestions on how we can trim it.
Yeah, but if you guys enjoy it, this length or whatever, we have considered, again, we mentioned this last week, we've considered doing it as a live show. We haven't quite made that transition. We were going to wait till December to do it that way. So we haven't gotten any feedback. If you guys want us to do it as a live show, you need to let us know in the comments below, please.
And we will try and have a better camera by then.
Yeah, but if not, if you like this format and everything, and that's cool too. But, if we do it live, we're still going to be giving away Marvel codes. And you'll get to comment with us. It may make the show a little bit even longer if we're answering a few comments. We might not be able to answer all comments depending on how many we get. We'll just have to pick
I guess if it got too long, that way we could just do a top 10 or something.
Yeah. So we'll see. But let us know what you guys picked up this past week and what you enjoyed. What your number 1 book was. Try Superman American Alien. If you weren't going to try it, fantastic book. You will not regret it.
And you said only 7 issues, right?
Yep.
So it's not that big of a commitment.
Right, exactly. So, all right, and it is a $3.99 book. I was going to say it's only $2.99, but it's not. So that's going to wrap up this countdown. If you want to check out our previous countdowns, we do have a playlist, and we do our haul. We'll be doing our haul either tomorrow or Thursday for this week's books and maybe stuff. Who knows? You never know with us. So.
Depends on what sales they got going.
Right. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can like us on Facebook as well. Follow us on Twitter, all that good stuff. You can check out all our other stuff at lastnumberpress.com, zone4podcast.com, Frontline.com. Until next time, guys.